We've just improved the usability and intuitiveness on what is already the most usable WordPress front-end editor. Hello, I'm Shane Blach from ThriveThemes, and we've just released Thrive Content Builder 1.5. Now with Thrive Content Builder, usability has always been an important focus. We've always built it in such a way that everything is as fast, immediate, and logical as possible. And today's update adds some awesome improvements that follow this exact same design philosophy. So let's take a look at it right now. There are two major things that are different, that are very noticeable. And the first is that we've improved drag and drop, where on the one hand, you will see this indicator here, which it's just cleaner than before. Before we had drop zones, you had to kind of hit the right drop zone to drop something. That's no longer the case. You just see this one line that indicates where something will be dropped. But more importantly, you can also drop things next to each other. So as you can see, I can't only drop something at the top or bottom of this paragraph, I can also drop something to either side. And when I do so, it creates a two-column layout, because really, what is a two-column layout other than two things next to each other? So we wanted to make this more direct, more immediate, more intuitive. You can simply pick things up and drop them next to each other to create columns. As you can see, you can keep doing this for as much as you want. You can keep piling columns next to each other, or also remove things out of the column structure. Again, everything behaves really exactly as you would expect. And then the other thing is this border between the columns, you can now move. So you can resize columns any way you want. You can resize them any way you want by just clicking and dragging, or you can hit the Control key and hold the Control key to resize it in increments of 5. So that way it's easier to create columns on top of each other that have the exact same proportions. So that is the Control key for moving in increments of 5, or just click and drag to resize any way you want. These rules apply to everything, not just text. So for example, if I have a text box here, I can add that into a column layout as well. I can take an image or an icon or anything, I can drop it in between things, above and below things. And as you'll notice, it is quite easy to get used to. The way to think about the drag and drop is that you just want to go to the element that you want to place something relative to. And so if I take this text box, for example, if I want to place something above the text box, I just go to the top, towards the top of the text box. If I want something to the left, I go towards the left of the text box. And if I want something next to one of these paragraphs, so inside the box, then I just stay closer to the inside of the paragraph. So basically go to the element you want something to be next to, and then move towards the side you want to drop the element. If you think about it like that, you will find that it's super intuitive and you can very easily create your layouts any way you want. There is another new option when we have a column layout like here. When you click on the columns themselves, you will see that there is a vertical align option. And I made 3 boxes that are at different heights to demonstrate what this does. You can align the content inside the column, around the center, along the bottom, or along the top. So that's just another nice feature to create some unique layouts. Of course, everything is still mobile responsive as before. So for example, if we have a 3-column layout here, a 2-column layout here, maybe with uneven columns, let's save that and take a look. So as we can see on a large screen, this looks exactly like we created it. Then on, let's say, a tablet style screen, everything will resize a little bit to fit the screen. The layout will stay the same. And then on a mobile phone-like screen, things will stack on top of each other. So everything you build is still fully mobile responsive right out the box. This change is also fully backwards compatible with any layouts you've created with older versions of the plugin. And to demonstrate, I've loaded a landing page here. All of the landing page templates that we have at the moment have been made before this update. So this uses essentially the old style of columns. Now, as you can see here, the column layout still works and you still have the exact same look and options and so on of the columns. Now, if you click on the container of these columns, you'll see that there's an option convert columns to new format. And on click, this will basically not change the layout at all, but now we have the resizable columns here as well. That means for any pages you've created previously, if you don't change anything about them, nothing changes about them. They will look the same, they will be the same for your visitors. But if you want to update them and if you want to have this fluid and new column style, you can just click on them and convert them in the editor. You can also still use the column layouts as before. They're still here in the elements list. So if you drop, let's say 4 columns, it will create those 4 columns for you, but they will now also be in the new style where each column is resizable. Now, apart from these changes that you can see and experience, we have also made a lot of changes and improvements kind of under the hood that might not be immediately obvious. But the performance has improved and these columns are leaner and faster, so they use less code than the old style columns as well. In case you've been keeping track of the version numbers, you might notice that we've made quite a big leap to this version 1.5. There is a reason for that, because what you're seeing here is actually just a first hint of things to come, of big changes to come to Thrive Content Builder. And I'll tell you more about that in our next video. Until then, thank you for watching and let us know what you think of the new changes by leaving a comment below.